What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another 310 Reacts video. This has been a super fun series. We have our second video where someone sent us something to react to. This one's a little different, though. My buddy James, I think he's located in Idaho, has been tagging some calves, and he got him some meta glasses, and he called and was like, hey, if I send you some of these videos, will you react to them on your channel? I was like, you bet, man. So he sent them over. We're about to crack them open and see what we get here, kind of break down some of his shots, what I like about him, what I don't like about him, and let you guys learn from what James has got going on here. So we're tagging calves in the pasture. Here's the first video. Let's see what we get. Bro. Hold up. So I had to share this in here. So James is in the United States Marine Corps. This is classic Marine Corps activity. I completely lost my mind. Called everybody in the rope shop in here to watch this video. I was like, guys, this guy sent me some video to react to on our YouTube channel. I have to show you this first clip. So we're going to cut it off a little short, keep it PG. James, thank you for the Friday laugh, buddy. Because that one got me. I was not expecting that. When it first started and you pulled your book out, I was like, dude, what is he doing? I thought he was sending me roping videos. And then, yep, the old, got him. Freaking hilarious. So let's jump into the roping here, the actual roping, and see what we get. So this first calf here, the setup on this, he's tagging these little baby calves. It's really the perfect time to tag them because they're not, them things, once they get a little bigger than this, they're like roping dogs. It's pretty hard once they get kind of fast. So we got our first shot here, a little running shot. So I know from listening to the video that he's not necessarily hunting a hip shot here. So basically, our target was just off. You know, when we made our delivery, once again, when you're roping these really small calves, it can be challenging, but let's see how we recover here. Really nice, just kind of slows everything down, lets the cow and calf get back together before we, you know, a lot of guys would keep chasing that calf. No need for that. You can stop. Everything slows down fine. The cow's chilling. It's not a big deal. So we get it roped here, and honestly, it's not a bad shot. So what's happening, or what happens here, is James's horse keeps going, and the calf stops at its mama. So the only thing I would have done different here is reading the cow and calf. And just recognizing that that cow isn't really running off anymore, and that calf's probably going to stop with that cow. And it probably would have given you a standing shot to some degree. You could reach out there with a 3-coil hula hand or something and maybe get her caught. But not a terrible shot. Just the way his horse is moving from right to left here, and the way his loop hits, it doesn't allow it to figure eight. And when those calves are that small, the rope just has to figure eight, or it's gonna run through it. So when it comes whipping around that calf's back, he ends up with 2 heels, which honestly, tagging calves is not a big deal. The calf's just gonna lay there, and you can go down there and get it tagged or doctored or whatever you're trying to do with it. So while you might not feel successful right here, you get the job done. It's not hurting the calf. You only missed 1 shot. It's not a big deal. And you get it caught. The only way you're going to avoid this is one of 2 things. You read the cow and calf and understand that the calf is going to stop with that cow for sure. And you might be able to slip a shot on it there. Or when you deliver your shot, you deliver it in a way, and I'll get some video of this on the dummy. All right, guys, so as we saw in the video, we had some figure 8 issues with this shot. And I just wanted to get out here and kind of talk about it and showcase what I was saying in the video so we can understand it a little bit better. So there's a couple of different opportunities here that we have that we could probably handle the situation differently. One of the things is one thing it's very difficult to do when you're roping is getting tunnel vision. Like, you'll get tunnel vision on what you're trying to do, and you don't really pay attention to everything else that's going on. So just by simply noticing that the cow is stopping, you can anticipate the calf stopping. And the same thing goes for like a herd, or if you're doctoring yearlings, if you see the herd coming up, the calf is going to slow down. And if we don't recognize this, we can end up blowing the herd up or like this, kind of running past our shot because the calf slows down and we don't. So once again, hindsight is 2020. It's very easy for me to watch the video and have something to say about it that might sound negative or critical. That's not the case here. We're just learning and trying to figure out ways that we can improve our roping or the way that we do it better. So anybody who sends me video, understand that I've made basically every mistake in the book. And the way I try to mitigate those mistakes or stop making the mistakes is watching the video and changing the way I think about doctoring calves. So if I'm coming by this dummy here and that dummy's slowing down and I'm swinging pretty fast because my horse is trotting and my horse doesn't stop and I just kind of fan one out there, right? Which that figure eighted, but my dummy is a little bit bigger than that calf for sure. But if you end up kind of fanning your shot with a bigger loop out there real flat, right, to where the calf can get through it, it's pretty easy for that calf to jump through that shot. So one of two things can happen here, or one of two things you could adjust to do it differently. If your horse isn't going to stop, all you got to do is put a little bit more dip in that rope, right? Instead of a sidearm like fan shot, put a little bit more dip in it and throw it a little more intentional, right? Instead of just kind of floating it over the calf, you throw it with a little more pop on it with the focus of your Honda hitting on the shoulder here. If your Honda hits on the shoulder, it kind of stops the rope from closing up or opening, and then it kind of forces that figure eight around. The second opportunity we had is we just quite simply, as we're approaching, we see the cow stop, we slow our horse way down, and then we deliver from here, right? With the hope that our Honda hits the shoulder here, and we get that good figure eight on the other side. So those are the only two things that I would really change when it comes to that, is reading the calf a little better, and then adjusting the angle of our swing and the intention of our delivery as we come by the calf. So you can kind of make that rope figure eight a little bit if you just deliver it with a little more dip in your rope, right? You see the tip of my loop is down instead of fanning like this, right? With a little more dip in that rope and then a little more intention, right? Which I top knotted that one. And the only reason I did that is because I threw it too far this way, which is good to know. It's good to watch somebody make mistakes when they're roping, because then we can learn from them. So we're going to put a little more dip in it. Then we're going to deliver with more intention, right? A little more with a downward throw instead of a fan. So anyways, guys, hope you're enjoying the 310 React series. Send me some videos. If you like content like this, check out 310edu.com. It's got tons of stuff like this. I go through Brandon footage and talk about the same things, our missed opportunities and our good shots. It's pretty cool to watch people at a Brandon miss and catch and all the things. So if you like stuff like this, 310edu is the best place to get it. Appreciate it.
When you throw that shot, your Honda is going to make contact with that calf shoulder and force your rope to figure eight on the other side. If it figure eights on the other side and you're quick on the slack, you're going to have a neck shot. But end of the day, it gets the job done with 2 feet. Not a big deal, especially when they're that little. They're just it can be pretty challenging to rope something that is that small. So here's our next shot. Pretty textbook here. Calf's just sunning, laying out there, gives them an old sleepy shot. That's exactly what I'd have done. I've roped a pile of yearlings laying down. I love it when you find them like that because it's super easy. And he chooses to go with the hula hand here. That's exactly what I'd have done. It throws a really flat loop, just lays right nice across the calf's neck. Also, one thing to consider is if you're going to approach a calf like this laying down, it's better if they do let you come from the rear end, which is pretty rare. Most of the time, that's probably because the calf is so little. A yearling's not going to let you do that. Like if you come up behind a yearling and they're going to get up and walk off. But if you were to throw that same shot from the front of this calf, most likely when you pull your slack, it's going to pull it off its head. And if it does get up and kind of squirt away, you might end up with it deep. So him approaching from the back of the calf, that's exactly how I'd have done it. Under the same circumstances, I think it's a really good shot. It's all about getting the job done when you're actually doing a job. You know what I mean? So this is a really cool clip here. He starts off with a sidearm swing, and that's one thing anybody that's weighing out whether to get meta glasses or a GoPro. If you're going to film like a lot, I personally would go with a GoPro, and it's because you get such a wider view of the area. Like you can really see the angle of somebody's swing, and it's just higher quality video. And these meta glasses shoot for 1 minute at a time. So keep that in mind. So we start with a sidearm, and then he makes what I think is a crucial change here. And here's why. He swaps to a hula hand swing instead of the sidearm. Having a little trouble with our horse standing still. That's okay. He gets himself lined up. And the reason why I believe that the hula hand is a better shot here is because the way it travels in the air. So the hula hand, if you're right-handed, is going to travel a little bit left to right no matter what because of the inertia of your swing, right? And as long as you place it perfectly, it closes up a little bit faster. If you're throwing a sidearm that's going to travel from the right to left when it comes to the inertia of the swing, right? When it hits that calf, if you don't throw it perfectly where it figure eights on the other side, the calf's really going to have an opportunity to jump through the loop. So right here, when he started swinging sidearm in the beginning of the video, I was like, oh man, this calf's going to jump through this loop. And then he stops and swaps to a hula hand. His horse is kind of moving his feet a little bit, and he holds, which is a superpower in ranch roping. If you wait for your shot to present itself, your catch percentage is going to be way higher. If you don't just panic and throw a shot while your horse is kind of fidgeting, give your horse a little time to get his feet right and to be okay with what's going on, and then deliver a good shot. Another key point here is the slack pull. Bro Dog saves the day because this calf's mama is behind her or him, whatever it is. So the calf's mama's behind it. The calf is going to go that way, especially with the rope hitting him on the head on the front side of its drive line, right? So when that rope hits, that calf immediately goes, I got to find my mama. Well, when it sucks back a little bit, that rope could kind of ocean wave or kind of wave off of its head. If he was to pull a slack like a traditional right-handed slack puller, it's going to pull it right off of its head. But he makes the move to whip the slack to the left, gets the calf caught, thought it was a really good shot. All in all, James, I really appreciate the laugh. That was really funny. But I thought the shots were great, man. Good luck tagging calves this spring, and I appreciate the video. We'll see you next time.